Right now, the entire planet is consumed by the wild electric ecstasy of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Hundreds of millions of eyes are glued to the pitch, celebrating a sport that is a pure, unadulterated global religion. But thousands of miles away, an economic and technological superpower sits quietly in the dark, watching the festival unfold from the sidelines. This is China, a nation that orchestrated the most flawless, jaw-dropping Olympic Games in human history. A nation whose state-sponsored athletes dominate diving, table tennis, and weightlifting with the cold, precise efficiency of a Swiss watch. Yet, in the most popular sport on Earth, this global giant remains completely paralyzed. Why can a nation of 1.4 billion people, with a space program tracking Mars and high-speed rails defying physics, fail to produce 11 men who can successfully kick a ball into a net? To the Western mind, this is an impenetrable riddle. But the answer has nothing to do with athletic talent. It is a brutal tale of socio-economic engineering, systemic corruption, and class warfare. To crack this mystery, we must look past the roaring stadiums and dissect the dark, pay-to-play underbelly of Chinese youth football. In Western Europe or South America, football is a blue-collar engine, a raw, street-level weapon of survival born in the working-class industrial towns. But in China, rapid urbanization has devoured the public street pitch, replacing them with commercialized real estate. Consequently, soccer has been severed from its grassroots. It has morphed into an exclusive, high-fee luxury game, accessible only to affluent middle-class families. But the financial barrier is just the gate. Inside lies a much darker institutional grid. For decades, the talent selection pipeline has been heavily plagued by a systemic pay-for-play culture. Deserving gifted children from ordinary backgrounds are routinely filtered out because their families cannot afford the hidden sponsorship fees required to secure starting positions in elite youth academies or regional squads. The sport is no longer a pure meritocracy. It has become an elite financial transaction where capital, not talent, buys a ticket onto the green grass. This commercial monetization of youth soccer creates a fatal paradox. When money dictates development, it destroys the raw, wild, and predatory instinct required for elite international football. The children of the ultra-wealthy, who can comfortably afford the skyrocketing fees of elite academies, often lack the absolute hunger-driven desperation needed to survive the brutal physical warfare of professional sports. Meanwhile, the raw talents in rural villages or working-class suburbs are completely invisible to the system. There are no scouts combing the vast hinterlands of China because there is no profit mechanism to support them. The system doesn't look for the best players. It looks for the most profitable clients. By turning a working-class survival sport into an upper-middle-class country club hobby, the domestic football apparatus has effectively sterilized its own talent pool, ensuring that the true geniuses of the game never even get to lace up a pair of boots. But the institutional failure runs parallel to a profound social neurosis, the absolute obsession with risk management within the modern Chinese family. Under the immense pressure of a fiercely competitive society, a single child represents the entire economic and social trajectory of a family lineage. For the average middle-class parent, life is an exercise in minimizing volatility. The traditional educational pathway, defined by the grueling, hyper-structured demands of the Gaokao system, offers a high-probability, low-risk route to a stable life. Professional sports, on the other hand, represent a terrifying high-stakes gamble. The success rate of making it to the professional leagues is less than 0.001%. In a system lacking institutional safety nets, if a teenager dedicates his prime youth to soccer and fails to turn professional by age 18, he is discarded by society, left without an academic degree and completely marginalized in the modern job market. For a Chinese family, investing in football isn't an athletic pursuit. It is viewed as an irrational, catastrophic exposure to economic ruin. Thus, the ultimate tragedy of Chinese football is a structural clash of philosophies. The collective contract that built China into an economic miracle, the systematic sacrifice of individual randomness in exchange for massive, predictable collective output, is the exact mechanism that paralyzes its football. Olympic weightlifting and diving can be manufactured in closed-loop, hyper-controlled environments through repetitive, clockwork discipline. But soccer is an open-loop, chaotic sport driven by radical fluid dynamics, unscripted freedom, and extreme individual defiance. It requires a culture that is comfortable with chaos, a society that permits its youth to fail, run wild, and improvise. So, as you watch the World Cup 2026, ask yourself the hard question: is the ultimate victory dominating a world of predictable machines and manufactured gold medals? Or is it possessing the cultural luxury to let 11 individuals embrace the chaos and simply play? Thank you for watching Culture Uncoded. Hit that subscribe button, smash a like, and share your thoughts below. We will see you in the next uncoding.